What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Happy Sunday, guys. I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. We are here for some new content, folks. We have some big things coming down the pipeline for Solo Leveling Arise, and I want to go over everything that you should expect from the game going forward, plus some of the exciting things that are going to be dropping for Solo Leveling in the next few months. Now, keep in mind, the month of November, we have the 1.5 year anniversary. We are already at that point, which is crazy to me. And usually that means one of two things. Number one, we're going to have probably some crazy rewards. Number two, we may have another original character or a Cup of Reincarnation character or another national level hunter drop, hopefully at that point. But we are closing into that in the next 2 months, and we have a lot of things to come on the way. And I want to discuss all of that because I think solo leveling is finally going back into the right direction. Now, before I go on with that part of the video, I do want to discuss with you guys the usual, and that is the content creator program, guys. We are having 2,000 essence stones coming your way, plus some abyssal crystals and gold and other codes. We're just waiting for Netmarble to drop them for all of us content creators who did the missions, which is myself and a few others. So please hit that support button, guys. Get yourself in. Free codes coming on your way, and it's honestly the best time to get these because we have some big characters dropping plus some big content. So what am I referring to when I talk about big content? Where there's one mode that's coming out that's got me so excited, and I'm really hoping that they do it right. And I'll go over that mode very quickly. And I think this is one mode that will probably revolutionize, hopefully, the game to be played a little bit differently than it currently is. And now, I know a lot of you guys in the comment sections have been saying, hey Payne, I would love to see a mode where we can use SR Hunters. And I really do hope this mode incorporates that, because we know from the get-go we have not got a brand new SR Hunter. We probably never will. They're always going to focus on SSR Hunters, so they're kind of been dying out and no one's really using them outside of maybe Ana Ruiz. This is one of those opportunities when Netmarble can take advantage of this and honestly build something around those SRs and SSRs at the same time. So what I'm referring to specifically here is this brand new mode. I'm going to show you guys real quick, called it's the library. All right, we're going to go over a few different things here. It's called the Overseer's Forbidden Library. Now, if you haven't heard about this, I want to talk about a few different things here. This mode here again has got me excited because of a few different reasons. Number one, it's going to utilize almost every hunter in your roster apparently. So this is something that we should all be looking forward to, because this is going to be content I think that many of us are missing out on and wanted to see in the game. We're also going to talk about other things. Let me just zoom this in a bit so you guys can see. Okay, so here you guys can see this looks like a massive library here, kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of library, you know. So we've got a giant crystal in the beginning here, we've got massive libraries, and it looks like a huge area. So right here you guys can see the Forbidden Library is a new arena of challenge designed for mid to high level players. So this is going to be great for a lot of people coming up in the game. So this is a perfect time to start, guys, because when this comes out, this is something you might actually be able to join and be a part of. So if you're brand new, this is probably going to be a little bit out of your league, but this is the perfect time if you are brand new to start putting in a little bit of effort to go further into it, right? So right here you guys can see here you will once again face the mighty bosses of the past, great tales recreated by the Overseer. To challenge the stories of the Forbidden Library, there are a few special rules to follow, and this is what I'm referring to here. I'm hoping these special rules are going to limit us to specific units, including SRs, and come up with different strategies so we can make greater content for you guys, plus make the game more feasible for these SR Hunters to be useful, right? And I think that's a very important part. Okay, so number one, every hunter must play their part. Okay, this is the part that I love, and I think this is one of those things that we're so focused on the meta that we miss out on a lot of other units, right? So the Chronicle of the Forbidden Library cannot be completed by just 1 or 2 hunters. You must form an expedition by selecting hunters with a wide range of abilities suited for each situation. As the difficulty rises, the number of hunters required by the Overseer will increase accordingly. Now, this is what I'm referring to. So in the beginning, as the challenge starts base and it moves itself up, they should allow us to go, hey, you know what, here's the base strategy, use SR Hunters only. I think that should be a really cool thing they do. And then they should move it over to, as it gets more difficult, the more difficult it gets, the better the hunters have to be used. So we're talking about going from SR Hunters to some SSR Hunters to some of the more elite hunters. And as it increases and the bosses get more difficult, more hunters are required. So it maybe starts with 1, then goes to 2, then goes to 3. I don't know if it can, I mean, we know it can't technically go to the, what is that, 6 people mark, right? Because we've seen guild bosses obviously, but we've seen the original guild boss was what, 9 characters. So we know it can go all the way up to 9 characters. So this is one of those modes that I'm very, very excited about, because it looks like it's expanding the universe a little bit more and allowing us to go back and use some units that we don't ever use anymore. All right, so the further you progress through each chapter, aka stage of the story, the more parties will be needed. This is what I'm referring to. And once a hunter has participated in a chapter, they cannot appear again. So this is again giving us that whole be strategic on how you handle this, right? So again, these are the kind of modes I love, because it makes other hunters become more viable, right? Additionally, each hunter has a limited number of attempts per stage, making it essential to distribute your dealers, breakers, and healers strategically across your expedition. Again, huge concept, and I love this, and I really hope they execute this correctly, because this could be honestly the game mode we're all looking for. Because I'll be real with you guys, when I started playing Solo Leveling Arise, I said there's no freaking way this menu is going to expand. I thought this is it right here. This is as far as it's going to go. There's no way they're going to do this, and then they did this, right? So the fact that you can scroll down is an amazing thing, because I never thought this menu would ever change. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the game. We're just going to get variations of this in different bosses, different flavors of characters, etc. Right? But never did I ever think they'd drop another menu down here. So it obviously proves that they can go as far as they want in this menu and make it as expansive as they want. So I feel like this new mode is going to either fall under here, or maybe it'll be under story, and it'll be a brand new mode we do in the story mode. But nonetheless, it's a great thing to see a game expand their repertoire of content, because not a lot of games do that. What they'll do is just they'll replace the existing content with something that's, or like a boss for an existing boss into the same content, and you just rinse and repeat. And we've been doing that for quite some time, right? So it's nice to see something brand new drop for us to be able to sink our teeth into. All right, so let's go back into this. Keep reading here. So right here, you guys can see number 2, write your own strategy chronicles. The overseer wishes for you to experience the story in your own way. There's no single correct answer. The moment you step into the Forbidden Library, all outcomes will be decided by the book you choose to open next. So it looks like it's like kind of like, I guess, simulation in terms of portals, and you get to choose which one you want to go with, and behind each door you'll see a different opponent perhaps. Each stage will present you with random bosses that test everything you've got. Here you are not bound to specific attributes. You can experiment with unique hunter combinations you may not have tried before, which is really cool. I love this. So I don't know if specific attributes they mean by elements, but if there's no element requirement, it's just pure skill, that's amazing. Right? To overcome the ever-changing contents of the books, you will need to make use of every hunter you've raised and adapt with wisdom. Again, this is exactly what I've personally been waiting for. But be aware, at key turning points of the story, a fated enemy personally chosen by the Overseer will be waiting. The Overseer awaits your challenge within mysterious Forbidden Library. Complete your own Grand Chronicle. Bro, if this doesn't get you freaking hyped for brand new content, I don't know what does. This to me was probably the best drop they've had, period. Now, we all know that PvP is on the horizon as well, guys. So PvP is something we're also going to be looking forward to, and that's coming out in the next few months. That they need to do correctly as well. So PvP is done right, and this mode is done right. Solo Leveling Arise will have probably the most amount of content of any linear action RPG gacha out, period. It almost does already as it stands, in my opinion, but this is going to be a big one. And again, if they're done correctly, this could be a game changer for a lot of people to pique their interest coming back to the game or staying in the game to do new things. So this right here, guys, is my biggest thing. Now, I did mention I did want to talk about a couple more units coming out after Sung Hill 1. Just so you guys are aware that the following unit apparently scheduled to be after him is going to be a Dark Breaker. Could be Bedalia. Apparently, there's been a lot of talks about putting her into the game as a unit, so look forward to that as well too. She may be someone that is coming out, or maybe Dvorka, who is the assassin. So you know, they're both part of the Yogamot raids. She's also a very popular one. And of course, don't forget the fact that they did mention Laura, who's Thomas's assistant, and also Igris, who could also be a playable hunter in the future. So those are all characters that we did on a survey, and they're on there for a reason, because they either have developed them and they're probably planning to release them at one point or another, or they are in the midst of, you know, putting that brainstorm together and having those characters be released. So there you guys go. Let me know what you guys think about this mode. I'm very curious. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Much love. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification. More SLA content coming your way. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.